From Silicon Slopes, I'm Christina Ianian with Nasdaq, and joining me is CEO of Stack Overflow, Prashanth Chandrasekar. Prashanth, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Wonderful to be here.
Talk to me about Overflow AI and how this is really going to empower your global community of technologists and developers at Stack Overflow.
Yeah, so as you know, Stack Overflow is the world's largest developer community. We serve close to 100 million people every month, and we have close to 58 million questions and answers on the public website. In addition to that, we have a very large and growing SaaS business that's focused on doing the same thing around community and knowledge sharing within companies that's used now by 15,000 organizations called Stack Overflow for Teams, which is private Stack Overflow. So our Overflow AI product sits on both those platforms. It actually is a generative AI capability for the public platform for our users to leverage conversational interfaces to be able to surface the right answers with the right attributed and cited content that's accurate and high quality from the 58 million questions and answers on the public website as they're solving problems in their day-to-day, writing code or trying to debug code. And then the same capability exists now within companies for them to use within Stack Overflow for Teams, but in all sorts of new form factors like their IDE, their integrated development environment, or in their Slack interface. All of this surfaces Stack Overflow content, both public and private, through our Overflow AI generative AI capability.
You've really revolutionized the way that developers are able to collaborate and learn from each other as well.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's been a 15-year journey. This is our 15th year
Congratulations.
Birthday. Yeah, thank you. Congrats to our community and our wonderful employees and who we call stackers who made that happen. But yeah, we have really become the de facto way in which people can truly help each other around the world in the spirit of developing technology through collective knowledge. And a lot of the work that's been done over the past is to create this very unique rainforest-like environment where you have gamification, you have knowledge accuracy, you have people from all around the world in multidisciplines basically able to contribute to very specific subjects. And now we have, thanks to the volunteerism of our community of millions of people around the world, the most accurate and high quality data set for technology.
That's amazing. At Stack Overflow, you say that AI and community are the future. How are the two linked, and going into the future, will this always be the case?
Very much. I think that we're in this moment where AI is absolutely a tectonic shift in the industry. It's one of those moments where you can call it like the iPhone moment of this era, where it'll never be the same after this. And so for us, when we look at that and we think about we're very excited about it, but how do we think about what's actually missing to take it to the next level? So when we spoke to our developer community, 95,000 of them responded and said 70% of them wanted to use AI features in software development, but only 40% of them trusted what was coming out of these models because they were very black box in nature. So we really focus on that topic of trust and attribution and citations and accuracy and quality to make sure that we could have the combination of what AI does really well, which is summarizations and powerful semantic search and so on, but also community that does a lot of great things like creation of new knowledge, making sure validating if information is accurate, and then of course connecting the dots with human judgment. All that, when it comes together, AI and community, it produces something pretty special, which is really what we're focused on with Overflow AI.
Yeah, as you said, we're really living in the world of AI, and now AI and large language models, or LLMs, are really on everyone's mind.
Indeed.
How is this impacting generative AI, and how is Stack Overflow taking a stance on this?
Yeah, it is because all of this is very much a garbage in, garbage out topic, right? You only are going to get great outcomes if you are putting in really high quality data that's been trained and curated and pruned and so on with experts. And so that's why we really believe humans in the loop are really important to make sure that the quality of the data, especially through transparency and attribution, is the way to go here, right? And so that, when you think about the power of generative AI in so many different fields, whether that is in customer support, whether that's in sales and marketing, clearly in software development in our space, it is truly transformative because it does a lot of heavy lifting very early on for basic things that, at a minimum, basic things, and perhaps even more complex things that it is proving out to be. And that's very exciting because it basically means people can take out what they would have just spent a bunch of time on, which it's equivalent to us doing math the handwritten way before calculators many years ago. Why do it? You should know it, but why do it if you have access to a calculator? Because you just got 10 times faster. So similarly, can you do that with AI to really leapfrog into what you can actually accomplish? Work on something really exciting focus on your customers or users or whatever else you really do well.
Going off of that point, your keynote here is about this evolution and this evolving universe of AI and tech. What do you think are the drivers of this, and what are you going to cover in your keynote speech?
Yeah, so I wanted to cover, there's a lot of, opinion out there, right? Just generally speaking, I think that open internet, the phase we've been living in since the early 80s, at least, even before that point, has been it's like a tool, right? A tool can be used for good and can be used for bad, or bad things. And so very much I think AI is in that context of, it's a tremendous asset and a game-changing development, especially with this aha moment with ChatGPT. But now it's like, how do you actually look at history to make sure that you can fall on the right side of history going forward on this topic? And how do business leaders within their companies leverage this, given that it's a fairly dynamic environment, so much is going to change. How do leaders lead their people through this effort? So a lot of what I want to share was around that topic, with using examples of what we had done, not to say it's the only example or the right or the wrong way to do things, just to share our story at Stack Overflow on how we have leveraged generative AI through Overflow AI, our product launch, for our company's future.
That's amazing. What are your predictions on generative AI and the future of this?
Yeah, I think in general it's going to be, generative AI is going to be truly, I think, a transformative in every possible industry that you can think of, right? If you think about even some really, really compelling use cases where you've got all the scientific research on, let's say, a particular disease. It could be a particular cancer. We all have probably people in our families, or we know people who are affected by a debilitating disease. Imagine for incurable diseases, if we could actually take all the research around the world, really synthesize the highest probability outcomes with drug discovery as an example, and be able to generate a truly life-changing outcome from that. So I think the ability to process very vast amounts of information, to learn from that, to keep iterating, getting smarter and smarter as these models get smarter and smarter over time through human intervention and humans in the loop, I think is just a mind-boggling set of possibilities. Yeah.
Do you think sooner or later AI is going to be embedded across every company in that sense?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much like, we used to talk about software is eating the world. Of course, now we can talk about something similar with AI. Every company will have to incorporate it, in my mind, to stay relevant, to stay closer to their users and customers, to be accessible. I think we'll look back on it much like the iPhone and say, I can't believe I never had an iPhone, because I'm so much more productive with it today. And similarly, I think with AI, it's like I don't think we'll be able to remember when we did not have the ability to actually pull up an AI. Could be a pair programmer, could be a co-pilot, could be whatever term, but you have that at your fingertips for all things.
Absolutely, it's really going to be a powerful tool.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's going to evolve, and Stack Overflow is also going to evolve as this technology is evolving. What's next for the company? Yeah,
for us, it's about making sure we launched, obviously, Overflow AI, tremendous response from our community and developers and customers, and now it's about we launched it in alpha, so we're going to go, which is effectively an early version of the product. And now we want to take that to general availability, so the whole team is focused on that to make sure that we listen to customer feedback between now and that point in time over the next several months, and then be able to really, the journey's only begun, right? Because the stake's been put in the ground, and now it's about how do we really iterate on various use cases where we think about the workflow and the jobs to be done, as we say in product, and really sort of be able to use this technology to solve real problems. That's really where it really comes to life, right? It's not just taking the technology for the sake of using the technology or using it for the sake of using it, but it's about using it to solve real problems.
Absolutely, converting that data into insights.
Yeah, as one example, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Prashanth, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story. We look forward to following your much continued success and welcoming you back to Nasdaq's Lounge soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.